Hello everyone, welcome to the Team Bulletproof YouTube channel. I am BP Greenboy. Me and Brad are interviewing two new members, IDonnie and TyxVelli.
So with us today we have IDonnie and TyxVelli. I'm absolutely overwhelmed to be interviewing you guys, and hopefully the listeners can learn a bit more about yourselves. So literally starting with where I mentioned there, Ty, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Not really. I'm joking. What's going on? I do a little bit of YouTube here and there, on the side. I don't really play games like that. I go to work, I get off work, I edit videos. Well,
yeah. No, bro, I feel that same passion as well. Like, that's kind of what I do. I'm a video gamer at heart, but something I've always wanted to do is like sort of make videos and stuff. But you're doing a fantastic job for sure. That's why that's obviously we're in the place that we are at the moment. So, Ty, when did you start making videos, and sort of what made you want to start making videos?
I've always been playing video games like this stuff. I've always been gaming. I say around like high school time, I started seeing Call of Duty really pick up. People going crazy for that, dropping videos, this, that, and the third. And I always sat back like, yo, I would love to do that. I'm doing it already, playing games with my friends. I would love to record it. But, I didn't start when I was a kid. I started 2 years ago, so we're a little older now. But, when COVID started, I was already in the house because the job I was working at, we had to close down, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, yo, I'm home. I might as well do something on the side. Started making videos.
Yeah, and mate, like, what a journey you've come on. Like, similar to me, like, really as you. Like, as I said earlier, like, my passion was always to make videos, and I think COVID was a perfect excuse to start, because where I used to get like a train to work every day that was like 2 hours a day, all of a sudden I had that free time. I go to the gym because obviously the gym was closed. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to use some of this time to start making videos. So it seems like that seems to be the trigger for both of us. But one of the questions here, which is interesting, I'm going to kind of merge them together, is what do you love about Team Bulletproof, and what can you see happening in the future for us?
I love about Team Bulletproof, I love that it's not even just a team, it's more of a lifestyle. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I don't know if y'all know what Baltimore is, but like, it's terrible out here. I'm ducking bullets on a daily basis, so the Bulletproof really helped me with that. And then in the future, in the future, like, I would love to see the expansion of Bulletproof, and that's what made me want to like join it in the first place. I see where y'all going. Y'all got a good team. It don't seem like a bunch of like drama from the outside looking in and getting into it. Everybody's been cool with music, so I would love to see that branch out to sponsorships, even leading into other games. Like Call of Duty comes out in October. If y'all got a team for that, if I'm good enough at it, you know what I mean? Put me in there.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely that opportunity, and like I said, like, obviously we've all got similar interests at the moment with Rogue, but with other games coming out, obviously in the latter part of the year, who knows what could happen? We could end up. I got a message the other day, was like, "Yo, can I be like a pro for multiverses?" I was like, "Well, if you want to." Like, I never planned for this, but if this is something that could happen in this tournament. Exactly. So yeah, for sure. But speaking of, going back to our roots, really, where we started, and all about sort of Rogue Company. Who has been your favorite Rogue and why?
Ooh, Scorch! Come on, man.
Scorch.
My body, listen.
Ooh, Scorch.
I'm a big Scorch man, yo. As a kid, growing up, once again, I keep going back to the roots, the roots. I've been watching Pokemon. I was a Charmander guy. I was a Cyndaquil guy, Charizard, Blaziken. I've always loved the fire element, and Scorch is the only Rogue who really like shows the fire, and she's fire. Pun intended.
I get that, and do you know what? Funny you say that with Pokemon specifically. I was always a fire type person. I always went for the.
I knew I liked you, Brad. Yeah, I knew I liked you.
I liked Blastoise, but I could never not have Charizard. And it was the same when I always checked. The grass ones are just ass always. Like Venusaur ass.
Absolutely.
There was a few cool ones, but yeah, no, 5 for me was definitely.
You about to make some vegans mad, just so you know. Like go crazy, dog. Like go crazy.
So on the opposite end of the spectrum, I don't need to say my favorite rogue. I think everyone watching this channel right now probably knows that mine's Dahlia. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, who's your least favorite rogue and why?
Sacred. Can't stand her. Like as soon as she came out and I got hit with that shield like 5 times, pissed. I was upset after that. Never liked it. Shield Hero anime. I don't know if y'all watch anime. Shield Hero season 2 is trash. I blame Sacred for that too. And also she I think she can outlift me, and I don't really appreciate that. Respectfully, I just don't like
bro, that makes the both of us. I feel pretty sure she can outlift me too, man. She looks like she's she's always.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm in my off season right now, I'm chilling.
To be honest as well, I think for me, actually, in the latest patch notes, I think they said that they're gonna nerf her slightly by reducing the amount of time that she can.
The hotfix is deployed just now. Yeah,
exactly.
Yesterday, yeah, they nerfed her shield time.
Yeah,
so I'm clapping it up, dude.
Yeah.
That ain't my hand.
Extra 10 seconds before she can pull out that shield.
Yeah, that's a.
Can't stand that big chick.
Yeah,
respectfully.
I think for me, I would probably say Sigrid as well, but Lance has always just been a pet peeve of mine. She's just she's such an infuriating rogue. She's brilliant when you're playing her, but when you're against her,
I have almost never met a non-toxic Lancer. Like they're always emoting on you, teabagging, they're shooting your body. They're always so obnoxious, and especially when they're running a shotgun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Facts.
You never lie, bro.
So we're coming up to almost the end now, actually, but we got a couple about Rogue specifically. And if you was a part of the development team, what decisions do you think you could make to improve Rogue Company?
I'd say I'm not too big into knowing what changes they can make, but I will say if they invest more into the community, like when the game first came out, you saw Dr. Disrespect, just big YouTubers getting these deals where they was giving them a lot of money to do stuff with the game. I'm like, yo, you could have did that with the community who actually plays the game consistently.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're about to do that, but they're trying to. But I would love to make a map in this game. Let someone who's actually involved.
Yo, we need a Team Bulletproof collab.
Yeah,
Team Bulletproof skins. That would be awesome.
Do you know what? I feel
but the Honey Thieves got a skin. They don't play the game. Invest in the.
But you know who does? Team Bulletproof. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But can you imagine that TyxVelli is I don't know, Saint, and me is Fixer, or Donnie is Scorch. No, Ty, you'd have to be Scorch, right?
Yeah. That'd be fire. Even that. If they did I saw Gummy Bear got one. Shout out to her, but doing the custom banners for creators, more than to get the community behind it. That's a great idea.
Yeah, so I mean, now you're in the creator program. You'll obviously congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
There is now a part in the Discord where you can actually go in and get art made, and they'll you'll be in the running because I'm not sure many people have, because I actually contacted Gummy's artist. And it was a lot of money that she put in, so fair play to her, and it looked absolutely incredible. But yeah, definitely more collabs. I personally think that in terms of improvement in the game to keep people in the game, I feel like leaderboards is something on the top. A lot of people have mentioned for a long time, whether that's even top 100 Scorches. You can have it for each rogue, so it's not just. Yeah, exactly. Number one Scorch, or just even if it was a bit more specific, leaderboards for yourself to see. You might have a leaderboard of how accurate you are with all the different guns and things like that. I feel like that is something that they could probably do, and that it's something that they can see their end anyway. But anyway,
yeah, for sure.
Moving on. Why do you love Rogue Company? What drew you into the game?
Well, I came from playing Gears of War initially, so the movement in this game feels it's not completely like Gears, but the third person aspect and stuff like that, it reminds me of Gears to an extent. And also, I'm just good at the game. Toot my own horn a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I can pick them up, put them down. So, like, of course, I love it. If I'm good at it, I love it.
Yeah. No, but you
It
can
also
see
is
that.
different. It's different. 'Cause I was playing a lot of first-person shooters, Call of Duty stuff like that. So, and then going to Fortnite, leaving Fortnite because I'm just too old. I can't compete with these little kids building mansions around me. I can't do it. I can't keep up. So I'm like, yo, Rogue. I can get down with people in Rogue. And cool. I can play against the best to an extent.
For real.
Yeah. No, that's definitely something that I liked as well. Like I kind of felt like I didn't play Gears. I played like one of the original ones on the first Xbox. But it wasn't really for me. But I can definitely see the transition sort of from that third-person shooter into here. But more relatable to me is the Fortnite transition. That third person, you can see this character, you can see the skins, and like you said, you haven't got to deal with like people building towers. Like it's literally down more or less to the gunplay, which is really nice. So yeah, I completely agree with you on that. But if Rogue
I'll say
Company
also with Rogue. Oh, go ahead.
No, go on. You was gonna say with Rogue, yeah?
Yeah. Like Rogue got the shoulder swap mechanic. No other game has that for whatever reason. I don't understand why most games don't have it. I
keep trying to shoulder swap in Fortnite. I'm like,
it changes the way you play.
Yeah, I actually went on to a game. I can't think of what I played. I briefly played another game. It might have even been Valorant, but it was obviously first person. But the urge to want to shoulder swap to get that extra bit of vision is mad. I know it's not. I don't think it was Valorant. It was another third-person game, but the ability to shoulder swap
Royale,
is
maybe?
huge. But yeah, as I was gonna say, if Rogue Company was to die, where would you guys move your content to? Is there any games that you sort of got your eyes on in the like down the line, or?
Yeah, I go straight to OnlyFans.
Top tier content right there.
Let's stop. No, but like I said, you got Call of Duty stuff coming. Got COD coming out. Hopefully, I'm good at that. I'm actually really into like RPGs, a lot of RPGs. So I'll probably start playing more of those. Like Elden Ring came out. That was a great game.
Yeah.
Probably game of the year in my opinion. Just probably more story-driven games. Borderlands came, trying to see I beat that. Like I play a lot of other games on the side. I just don't upload for them right now.
Yeah, I have a question for you actually, because this is something that I'm sort of going through at the moment. Obviously, we both create content for the same thing and for the same games, or should I say? Do you ever fear that when that time comes where you feel like you have to switch your content because you may be not getting as many views as you could if you swapped it? Are you scared of the thought of having to do that, like going into the unknown? Or are you quite excited about like making that change at some point?
I wouldn't say scared because I don't believe in putting all my eggs in one basket. So I always got like a fallback plan. Either continue with YouTube, just putting up whatever I want and getting another job on top of the job I already got. Keep making extra money. Like I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. So I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah.
But as of right now, yes, Rogue was keeping the channel good, keeping the channel healthy. So I would love, like I said, for a game to come out that I can truly enjoy. Because I was going to over Splitgate, but then I stopped playing Splitgate. But that game was fun to me too. I was going to fully commit to making content for Splitgate.
Yeah, and I feel like Rogue Company doesn't like it. It's a great game, but it just doesn't seem to get the searches like other games do on YouTube. And you can make a tier list. They generally get like 30k if you're the first for that season. Like generally those videos do well, but just the gameplays and stuff, there's never really a lot of views into it.
No BP tier list?
What's that? Sorry. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We should do that. I think that'd be quite a good.
Low key.
Yeah, content ideas.
Yeah, we should do it next week. And this is I don't know if you watch a lot of the Rogue Company competitive scene, but Green Boy has put this curveball in here to ask whether who do you think the best competitive player in the game is?
Donnie. Genuinely. I know he hasn't competed in like a LAN tournament or nothing like that, but I truly believe, like, I've never played against someone as good as him in my eyes. And I've run into certain pros, but I'll put Donnie above. most people. I know we haven't seen, like I said, we haven't seen him in an actual competitive tournament yet to stand a third, but I'm pretty sure if you throw him in there, he'd be good.
I personally would love to
Where the hell did
compete.
you come from?
I've been listening, bro. Like I fixed my little issue that I had, but I was listening.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I appreciate that, and I would love to compete, but I just can't with my current schedule. Like I work overnights and then I sleep during the day, so it's very
Completely
hard.
understand, yeah.
Put the
Very
hours
hard
in, yeah.
Sound like a gamer to me, dude. We'll see you at the next tournament, dog.
All right, then. Well, thank you so much, Ty. We appreciate you coming out and taking your time out of your day.
No problem, man. Always.
All right.
Man, love, dog.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
All right, IDonnie, you want to answer some questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir. Right, it's basically the exact same questions. Yeah. So you probably heard a few of them already. So
I heard the end of it, but I'd appreciate if we can go over.
Yep.
I don't want to interrupt. If I hit this in call joint, it's not going to close the entire call, right? It's just
No. I started the call.
No. Yeah, no.
If there are people on the call, we can close it now.
Yeah, you'll just drop off.
All right, y'all. Peace and love, dog.
Yeah, peace and love, man.
Yeah.
All right, then. So IDonnie, we had a few issues. So let's pick back up from where we left off with Ty. But can you tell us a bit about yourself?
There's not really much to say. I'm an anime geek. I'm a dork. I love video games.
That makes both of us, though, bro.
Yeah. Basically, I just when I was like 12 or 13, I was like every other kid watching PewDiePie, grow up with him, making content. I'm like, yo, I want to make videos just like that. To be honest, I want to be a YouTuber. So that's basically where I got the inspiration to make videos, is just from PewDiePie.
There we go. So we got an exclusive first. PewDiePie is Donnie's inspiration, but to be honest, I think most people growing up definitely. I mean, he was the biggest YouTuber growing up, right? But mine surprisingly wasn't inspiration from PewDiePie. It was actually I grew up when pretty much YouTube first started. And there was a lot of Counter-Strike videos. I played Counter-Strike, so I specifically watched Counter-Strike. And I actually played Counter-Strike at the time, and I remember doing stupid videos like running down the dust too long with someone on top of my head and stupid things like that. So that was when I was like, bro, I'm 11 at this time. I'm like, bro, I want to literally make videos like this for all my life. But the problem was I didn't know how. And YouTube wasn't as big as a search engine it is now. You couldn't just go on YouTube and be like, right, what do I need to start filming and all this stuff? Which is kind of our own Achilles heel, because making videos back then with really bad quality versus where we're at now, people were almost making films on YouTube. The quality is so high. But yeah. But at least look, it's better late than never. That's what I always say. And you're doing an absolutely fantastic job, and I'm so proud to have you on Team BP. But the next question is kind of when did you start making videos? And we touched on this a little bit, but why did you start making videos?
Well, I touched up on the why part. Basically, that was my inspiration, like I said, and I honestly wanted to make a living off of something that I love doing. Again, playing video games.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when I started years ago. I uploaded Fortnite in the first chapter of it, and I never seen any growth from it. I've uploaded Rainbow Six. I've uploaded many other games. I never seen any type of growth from it. So, and then Rogue Company came into my life. But yeah, I just fell in love with Rogue Company. It's something different. It's a different game.
Do you think you learn from mistakes when you was uploading Fortnite and Rainbow Six, or do you feel like you've just found more of a niche, so where you're more findable than say, because you know yourself, there's probably only 5 or 6 YouTubers that I could name that are actually making Rogue Company content. where I don't know about Fortnite, but I can imagine there's thousands.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so do you personally think that you're more discoverable in such a niche, or do you think actually the way you approach videos or making videos is different?
It's a little bit of both, because I'm sure everybody like who uploads consistently or on a normal basis, they learn from their past videos. They check the stats on how it's doing. They tell themselves like, how can I improve? And from my videos back then on Fortnite compared to now, I've improved a lot. And it's already hard enough to do it all on my cell phone.
Yeah,
I would be able to do so much more. And then the other part of your question, like, it's easier because like there's not much content creators on the YouTube side, but at the same time, like, yes, I am learning as I'm going, and
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier, you know.
yeah, bro. I mean, like, that's kind of like why I wanted to pick up yourself and Ty and some of the other amazing creators that we have here, is so we can all learn from each other, you know. I mean, although my sub count might be higher, I really see us all the same. Like, there's things that you do that's great, and there's things that I do that's great, equally with Ty as well. And if we can find a recipe for success together in Row Company, hopefully, whether you're a part of TBP in 3 years or 5 years, hopefully we build the foundations to enable us all to make a living on YouTube. And that's really my passion, to be honest. So touching on Team Bulletproof, there's a question here that says, I don't know why I'm saying there's a question here. Obviously, I'm reading questions, but what is it that you love about Team BP?
Well, I seen you like a long time ago uploading content, and then you were saying Team BP about your team, and I didn't see anything negative about it, and I seen it in the comp scene, and I'm like, yo, this actually seems like a cool thing that you have going on. It seems like a nice place to be. Like, everyone's so nice, everyone's welcoming, everyone's like making jokes. It just seems like a nice
great
family,
people,
to
yeah.
be honest. So
yeah, I think that's the kind of environment that I wanted to create, is like-minded people that, you know, you can have competition against, but it's friendly and it's helping. Like, you know, like it's a place where you can go to if you know, everyone has these days where you may not want to upload, but that motivation comes from in the group, and I think that's a big thing that I wanted to build. But going back to Row Company, I just wanted to know, who is your favorite rogue in Row Company and why?
that's easy. It's Chalk, and like Chalk. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's Vi, and Vi is my favorite because in a third-person game where someone can hold a third-person angle on you with a shotgun, say like a Lancer.
Yeah.
Vi has so much utility to use, and it just makes it easier to draw people out, and I find that being the biggest help, like huge.
Yeah.
So that's why I fell in love with her. Like, I was playing as every other rogue when the game first came out in open beta or whatever, and I played Vi, and I just fell in love with her, and I'm like, yo, this is my rogue right here. So
Yeah,
in my opinion, Vi is seriously underused in the comp scene. Like, she has a whole lot of, like, if you want to lock down an area or you want to like force people out of an objective, she's got the utility for that. She's literally made for that. And
yeah,
I don't remember the last time I've seen her in comp.
Yeah, you're right. And if I competed in the scene, you would see a lot of Vi gameplay.
And then they would quickly pick up Vi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's actually your least favorite rogue?
That's hard, because for the longest time it was Cannon, but then they changed him with the whole speed and toughness thing, and now I absolutely love Cannon. I don't know what it is. He's really fun. But I would have to say Dima.
Okay.
I never been good with Dima, and I don't find it to make sense that a king of explosives doesn't have tenacity.
Yeah,
It doesn't make
that's
sense.
that's always been a weird one, ain't it? Yeah, I agree. But yeah, no, I think if I've obviously already said who my least favorite rogue is with Tyre, but I'm just gonna go on character design. I think my least favorite rogue based on character design. One of my favorites is actually Fixer. I think the design of Fixer is actually great, but one of my least favorites is actually Cannon. I don't know why. I feel like I don't know. His voice
He
lines
feels
are great.
clunky.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but he's probably my least favorite based just on character design. So
I know what
you
it is.
you just reminded me of that. But yeah, so there we go. What decisions do you think the developers could make that would greatly improve Rogue Company?
I hear people complain about a lot of things in Rogue Company.
Crossplay.
Yeah, that's like the main concern for everybody, the forced crossplay. And I get it. And to me, that like I would probably try and do a better, or not necessarily a better. I would be more into what my community wants and saying, I guess. I don't know. People complain about a lot of stupid things that don't need to be complained about. Like I seen people complain about the new voice on Strikeout 2.0, and I'm like, dude, why? It doesn't change the gameplay at all.
Yeah. Sometimes I do sometimes think that. I think sometimes people do make noise for the sake of making noise because, like, I agree.
Reddit.
I mean, like that. The announcer for me, I actually quite like it, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, going back to your first point about crossplay, the trade-off is kind of weird, isn't it? It's like, right, if you don't force crossplay, then longer queue times. If you do force crossplay, the lower skill players, and I'm not saying it's those making all the noise, but I feel like they have. It's easy to just say they're losing because PC players are cheaters or PC players have an advantage. When actually, if you get really involved in a game and you want to get better, I feel like it shouldn't matter who you play against. You know, because yeah. So I understand it for especially if you're a Switch player or if you're an older gen player. Yeah, I kind of understand.
As a Switch player, I did not care. I think the shorter queue times, I just moved to PC today, but as a former Switch player, the game it did not ruin the game experience for me.
Well, yeah. I'm on the fence about it because like I've always thought like PC has all the advantages in the world and what console has is just aim assist. But compared to like everything else, PC has that advantage. They have higher frames. I don't find it fair. But like you said, like there's longer queue times. It's easier to find a match. But I'm on the fence about it. That's just my.
Well, if you had a better matchmaking system, it would be completely fine. But the matchmaking is not where it should be right now. Like they need to improve it. But if you have a good enough matchmaking system, it shouldn't be a problem. Just ban the cheaters and make sure the matchmaking puts people in their skill levels. Because if you're playing on PC, you're playing on Switch, you can be terrible on PC, you can be terrible on Switch, you'll be matched together, and it'll make sense. If you're really good on Switch or really good on PC, you'll be matched together, and it should work, because that's what matchmaking does. It's matchmaking.
Yeah, no, I agree. Right, so we're almost at the end, and I just wanted to ask, what is it that you love about Rogue Company?
Of how different it is. Like there's not any other game like it. You got the first person like other versions of it, I guess. The closest things that you can possibly say is Valorant or maybe an Overwatch
or Rainbow Six.
Yeah, but it's third person, the whole shoulder swap mechanic. There's literally no other game like it. And that's what I love about it. It's fresh, it's different.
Yeah, it's definitely unique, and I think the thing I fell in love with specifically is there are so many different rogues and you can attach yourself to one rogue. You know, there's a lot of people that say, oh, Cannon's my main, or Dahlia's my main, and the reason that they like them, they feel like they connect to that character. And I think that's a big aspect of it. And then you can get like different skins, and they have different voice lines, so you really do see like different personalities of your favorite rogues, which I think is really, really cool. And that's definitely something that I felt invested in, and the reason I started making content specifically about Rogue. But on the downside of all this, if Rogue Company was to die, and when I say die, I don't mean, you know, it'll ever die, but where would you consider moving your content to? Is there any games you have in mind where you think at this given point, if, you know, I want to grow my audience, is there an avenue that you'd like to explore?
I've always wanted to like get myself into Counter-Strike, like you were talking about earlier, to be honest, but I don't have a PC. So I'm on Xbox. I've uploaded many games, and like I have story games on my channel like Resident Evil. People seem to love that. So I'm like, okay, I could keep doing that. And honestly, like I'm waiting for the Resident Evil 8 DLC to come out so I can upload that. I got other ideas, but when I do manage to get a PC, then I'm definitely going to play Counter-Strike like a lot. So, I don't know. I've always been a fan of that.
Bro, it's so fun. And even to this day, like I told us this story before, but when I was younger, I played in a team called Clan Ninja Turtles. And back then, like the PCs were so, do you know, like, I don't know if you're old enough, but the desktops, like the screens, they had the big old back on them. It was a nightmare. That really was. And so anyway, my mum bought this PC, and I was playing in this team, and we actually played against Kenny S, who was a pro in Counter-Strike, right? But he was just like levels and levels and levels above everyone else. You almost felt like he was cheating. He was that good. And it's so good to this day. Like, I know he doesn't play anymore, but it's kind of the reason I love watching Counter-Strike. It's so competitive, it's thrilling, it's pure entertainment, but it's so hard. I literally played it not too long ago. I downloaded it on Steam, and I was like, bro, they make it look so easy, but it's so challenging. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool to know. And the last question is, who do you think the best competitive player? And we've heard the answer from Ty. But who do you think the best competitive player is in Rogue Company?
Well, to be honest, like I know people are always saying Delana, Drew, Pixie. I personally believe Gronky to be the best comp player on this game.
Okay. Is that just because he's consistent? He's a team player, or?
He's consistent. He's always competing in these high levels of Rogue, and what ties it in all together, you've heard of inverted controls, but who plays with an inverted headset? Right? This man plays backwards with his audio, and he still dominates. Like,
I would just find that so confusing. I've put my headset on the wrong way before, and I'm so confused. But I guess if you have grown up with it, you do get used to it, right? But yeah, I do agree. And I've had a little bit of time to think about this, and I'm gonna give it to Prosper Logic. He's a good friend. Obviously, he's in the team of the last winner, but I think he's an in-game leader. Obviously, he won in other high-res titles as well, so he's a well-deserved champion across multi-platforms, and he's likable. So I'm gonna go with Prosper. So there we go. That kind of concludes Donnie. I hope you've the audience listening has got to learn a bit about their favorite YouTuber. We've got a lot to come up in the future, so maybe we'll do like a Team Bulletproof tier list as Ty suggested. But until the next one, take it easy. Peace.